To start this project, here's what you're going to need. The first two aren't absolutely necessary, but a computer and a printer if you have one available. Next, you'll need an embroidery hoop, some embroidery needles, black embroidery thread, and let's pause real quick. You are going to need so much more than what I have here. I ran out of thread 3 separate times and had to go back to the fabric store, buy more thread. You're gonna regret it otherwise. Some red thread, this is also optional. And of course, a white sweatshirt. I got mine from Amazon. So to start, I have a picture I found on Pinterest of all of the numbers, and I went ahead and edited them to be the singular numbers in Photoshop. I then took the numbers that I needed and sized them appropriately in a Google Doc. And after that, I printed out my numbers and went right into cutting them out. I then zipped up my hoodie and laid it facing down on the floor so I could line up all the numbers on the back. And once I got the numbers to a positioning that I really liked, I went ahead and taped all of them down. And after taping down the numbers, I then outlined them in a dark black pencil. Here is the finished outlines. And now it's time to start the embroidery process by putting on the embroidery hoop. So my process itself was basically to outline each of the numbers and then go back in to fill them in. Now for the stitching itself, it was really just straight line stitching, nothing crazy. Super simple if you're pretty new to embroidery like me. However, I do want to say this is an extremely time-consuming project. Here are the finished outline numbers. I was able to get those done one night. However, this project in total took me about 4 months to complete. I am working on a simplified and much cleaner version of this project that I'm hoping to sell on Etsy if anyone is interested though. Here are the finished numbers. And now to start working on the emblems, you're first going to want to start with a safety pin and zip up the front of your hoodie and use a safety pin to mark where you want the little flower emblem to go. I ended up moving this safety pin around 6 or 7 times. I could never really decide where I wanted it. I definitely recommend also wearing your hoodie while you place this so that you'll have a better idea of how it's actually going to look on. Now for the Vita, or the flower, this is the flower from the show / manga, and I did a test run of it on an old t-shirt, but doing the actual embroidery on the sweatshirt, complete eyeballing it, like I had nothing prepared. I had a photo of the actual flower open on my phone and I was just kind of guessing, so I did 4 stitches around to create the flowers and did a whole bunch of those and a couple loose stitches to look like random petals, and then I went in with a light yellow thread to do the centers of the flowers. And here is the finished flower. However, I did go back in and add a few more flowers on the outside to make it a bit bigger. Okay, so this was a complete last minute addition that I thought of on the spot, of the idea of putting a little paper cup on the end of the sleeve, since this was an Emma themed sweatshirt, and the next test sweatshirt I am making is going to be a Norman themed one and will have the same paper cup on the opposite sleeve. And here I am just finishing it off by adding a red thread to give it a little bit more color. And now here is the final product.